going. Oh my!
This is a terrifying trail cam video of an ape sprinting through a dark forest. The submitter claims that this image was shot in a secluded area of Washington state. This creature appears a little too little to be a Bigfoot, if this photo is true. Maybe a young specimen? Or are we observing something else? For hundreds of years, there have been stories about primates hiding in the forests of North America. Of course, Bigfoot is the biggest, but there are others as well. Tales of a claimed legendary animal known as the North American great ape have been passed down to us. This creature is smaller and less human-like than Bigfoot, yet it looks similar in several other ways. In short, it's a big primate that lives in the American woods and resembles a silverback gorilla. There have also been rumors of smaller primates living in the same regions. Some of these are merely identified as different species of wild monkeys, while others are said to be hybrids of monkey and human. What are your opinions on this? Do you believe that monkeys exist in North America? Or are you of the opinion that it's a complex conspiracy theory? Tell me what everyone thinks. We are shown inside a family's living area in this video clip. Everyone is on their knees, and the carpet on the floor is visible, as we concentrate on the touching family moment that is developing. Something strange is catching our eye in the corner of the room over there. There's something unusually little behind the family. It has a cute and unusual appearance, resembling a small bear or an ape in several aspects. The tiny creature appears to be having a great time as it playfully moves around. He's definitely got my interest. However, if you examine it carefully, you will see that it has a small length of rope or thread tied to it. Then it becomes apparent that it is genuinely affixed to a family member. Like a leash, they are holding the other end tight. The man unlocks the door to go outdoors, and we can see him do so. The animal is tethered to his leash and is trailing him closely. This scene seems strange. A lot of people who have seen this video think the object could be a young Bigfoot. If that's the case, though, how, why, and where did he obtain it? Some who have claimed that this is a hoax claim that the thread should not be visible, that there may be additional objects tied to the creature that we are unaware of, and that the whole thing is somehow a puppet that is under the person's control. Really, I have no idea what to say about any of this. It's exhilarating, frightening, and fascinating. That small guy sure seems strange. That thing, what the heck is it? This picture will definitely catch your eye. Imagine you have your trail camera set up in a field full of tall, wild grass, with the intention of capturing some wildlife. However, when viewing the video, returning to the video, you discover something wholly unanticipated. Something that looks like a huge Bigfoot is hiding among the thick vegetation. This creature appears quite serious and has a characteristic extended crown on its head. It certainly does not want its photo taken at the very least. The picture is intriguing, of course, but it begs more questions than it does answers. What kind of monster is this? Could it be the Bigfoot, or is it just an odd-looking ape going about its day? Be careful. There has always been controversy around the existence of any kind of creature similar to them. The best thing about putting them online is that you are exposed to a wide range of viewpoints and experiences, and this one certainly makes us all ponder and talk about it. This video is amazing. Now, back in 2018, a Japanese man happened to find something really strange in his neighborhood playground. He'd seen this swing swinging back and forth by itself at various times of the day when no one was there. Nobody is making an effort. He set up a camera to record the entire event since he was intrigued and wanted to share this unusual occurrence with his buddies. He didn't stop there, though. In order to capture the picture from a new perspective, he also employed a different camera. Eventually, this fascinating video appeared on Fourth Wall's YouTube page. It wasn't simply the self-moving swing that added to the spooky atmosphere in the film. A shadowy, enigmatic figure may also be seen in the footage standing still near to a tree. Strangely enough, this figure appeared to be willing the swinging motion to move by looking directly at it. Or, more creepier in my opinion, seeing the ghost of a small child swing. This is where things start to become really strange. The enigmatic person by the tree isn't seen in the video that was taken using the man's phone. The playground actually looks to be absolutely deserted. Subsequently, the individual who took the video acknowledged that, while at the playground, he had not even observed the figure. It was only when he went back and compared the film shot from the two separate camera positions that he realized he was there. So what are you making of this, in your opinion? I know it's quite the brain teaser. I believe that someone is, at the very least, spooked out if they take the bother to set up two distinct cameras from two different camera positions. Thus, there's an odd atmosphere right away. Furthermore, considering the alternatives, I don't believe that the swing is simply swaying in the breeze because it's a windy day. That's not eerie at all, and the man probably wouldn't have noticed it either. Yes, this enormous Cape buffalo is being filmed while it happily munches on some grass. However, the huge guy's attention is drawn to the disturbance made by the onlookers. And then there's a sudden shift to the left. The buffalo pauses at the side of the lake. His changes in temperament are evident. At first, the tourists are just staring at him, going absolutely crazy. However, when Mr. Buffalo decides he's not up for it, the mood quickly changes. A picture session, and he begins to charge.
He would stop by the end of the water.
I got one that grass.
Look at him. Oh gosh, oh no. Look how fast he's going. Oh no! He scared me to...
Everyone's hearts are pounding so hard that you can hear Sally yelling for aid over here. Here's the problem, though. The Cape buffalo has a reputation for being erratic, and an enraged one may be extremely dangerous and like a ticking time bomb. In any case, these people almost had to learn that lesson the hard way, but fortunately, it was all for show. Just a fictitious fee. The buffalo's way of saying, "Move over, dude," without causing harm to anyone. This brave man braves the enigmatic waters of Malaysia in this unsettling video, but when he takes off his shoes, fear strikes. Hold on tight, for this isn't your typical river stroll. This video is even more bizarre because many leeches had attached themselves to his foot. However, that is only the start of this eerie story. Brave as hell, he lifts his camera to record what's coming up. And I'm certainly left wondering by what he manages to capture. A girl sits inside the waterfall, her thick black hair spilling all over her. The unsettling issue is that this video has no source. It leaves us wondering as we can't tell for sure if it's altered, authentic, or just a fake. Is this a real paranormal experience, or are we just seeing a masterfully constructed illusion? This is an interesting museum-taken video. It's unclear where this video originated, though. It depicts security personnel observing a CCTV camera at a museum in Kazakhstan. At 7:30 p.m., the security personnel, something profoundly unsettling is noticed by the guards. Curiously, a pale figure who seemed to be wearing a white gown is moving amid the museum's displays. There is no explanation for what the guards are witnessing. They think the enigmatic figure is a ghost, and I might agree with them. An afterlife devoted to art. Now, since I don't have a solid source or any other authentic narrative, I'll let you people figure it out. Was this an actual paranormal experience? Or are we just going to write it off as light manipulation and double exposure? It was a ghost, in my opinion. A strange image that surfaced on Reddit at the beginning of 2022 shocked and perplexed people. This specific picture featured a young girl contentedly posing on a couch with her new dog. But the weird, shadowy creature that was looming in the backdrop and lacked any distinguishable facial or body features was what really got everyone's attention. The rest of his body was obscured by darkness, leaving only the outline of his head and torso visible. In later comments, the photo's uploader gave additional background information. The image was taken at a close friend's house, which was about a quarter of a mile away. The girl was by herself in the house when the picture was shot. All she wanted to do was snap a picture of her new pet. so she could post it on Facebook. But the story became more complicated because of the background of her life. She was suspected of stealing from her own family and had been battling drug addiction, it was claimed. The Reddit user speculated that the dark figure may have entered the frame due to her chaotic life and negative vibes. As rumors spread, some people thought the entity might stand in for the negative energy that the family's continuous struggles were emitting. The intensity of the shadowy figure did not change no matter how people tried to improve the image or add filters to see it more clearly. Some onlookers even asserted that they saw a cross etched on its hand and what appeared to be facial features. The family decided to sell their house because their unhappiness was getting worse. The friend who uploaded the picture is currently debating whether to post it or not. Should they disclose the possibility of a ghostly presence in the house to the future owners? They feel compelled to warn the newcomers even if they don't want to frighten them, especially if the dark presence might be dangerous. Both the creator of the original poster and the greater online community are baffled by the story of the dark figure. The unanswered issue is, what might this enigmatic being actually be? How, after all, is this real? Take a look at this crazy item. A great way to just hang out and connect with nature is to take a group of friends camping in the woods. At any rate, till dusk arrives, and you go into freak-out mode when anything unexpected happens. That's what these teenagers who are camped out in the Michigan wilderness are demonstrating. These boys are probably just trying to have fun, content to be by themselves and away from their parents. However, things quickly get really spooky. The guys are outside their tents when they hear these distant, snarling noises. They see these skinwalkers stalking around like they're in a horror movie when one of them turns on their flashlights. These individuals exhibit a clear sign of sheer panic when it occurs, and they quickly leave. It turns out that they abandoned everything, including their cooking supplies and tents. So, let's approach this with some objectivity. What are our thoughts on this situation? Might their fantasies be taking over? Or are we truly under the impression that skinwalkers are pursuing them? In any case, you can tell that the woods definitely had an impact on them if their responses are sincere. The following video is from Wintergreen, Virginia, a tiny community in the Blue Ridge Mountains. These days, complaints of strange or suspicious creatures prowling around are a regular occurrence for the local police. This one differs from the other solely in that it includes photos. The Wintergreen police have released the first image, which depicts a large, hairy creature during the day. It looks like it's simply an electrical box, but at first glance I thought the large green box was a dumpster, and he was going dumpster diving. Police have now stated that this is all a fake in a statement that was made public and featured on television. Someone chuckling who desired to strike up a lighthearted discussion. Whatever that implies, locals are still dubious. However, they think that the following picture is authentic, removed and placed behind some railroad rails. This image was taken with a camera and forwarded to law enforcement. Sending a photo to the police seems a little strange now. However, I think the second photo is more realistic out of the two. What are your thoughts, guys? We have some amazing video to go over next. Is this anything genuine, or are we witnessing a crazy hoax? We are witnessing an increasing number of phony paranormal videos that are made just for online popularity because social media is given so much importance. This further complicates the process of distinguishing genuine meetings from fakes. However, that can also be the enjoyable part. So let's examine this subsequent submission and engage in a conversation in the comments. Is this a true encounter with a cryptid? If that's the case, what kind of animal are we dealing with? This narrative begins with a bunch of campers camped out in the middle of the forest. When they walk out to check, they all claim to have heard screaming and wailing coming from out in the woods. They moved fast, thinking there was trouble. Shortly after abandoning their tent, they came across a triangle made of sticks and random wood fragments. The edifice itself was shoddily constructed, yet it was obviously the creation of a human, or at least of something with a comparable degree of intellect and skill. As they approached the building, the party discovered where the cries were coming from: the woods. Can you make out the woman at the middle of the building? It seems as though she is being held against her will. And suddenly this unsettling monster arrives, as if out of nowhere. When we pause the video, you can see that it has at least 4 arms and moves like a big insect, even though at first glance it appears to be a crawler or rake. That's definitely not something I would like to encounter in the woods. Is this thing real? It doesn't resemble any of the known, established cryptids. What became of the campers, if it was real? And the woman shackled inside the wooden building? Share your opinions with us. In May, this incident generated a lot of excitement on TikTok. While working as nighttime security guards, 2 women encountered something unexpected. On night duty from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., and something approaches us at midnight. The caption of their video read, "This is what they found unnerving."
How is it? Raylan!
In the video, the silhouette nearly seems translucent. It appears to be a hazy, ghostly person approaching them immediately. Their voices betray their concern as they hurriedly start their car and drive off. How could that be? Some others were quick to criticize them, asking, "Aren't you security personnel? Why do you run?" Really though, who wouldn't be afraid? It resembles a sequence from a scary movie. Numerous remarks implied that the intrigue may have been enhanced by the existence of supernatural creatures. A hilarious comment implied that their manager was observing them because they were using TikTok. In any case, I'd be interested in hearing your opinions.
Are you getting the video?
It's crazy.
I was listening to it the whole way up here. I mean, we are literally like in the...
Yeah.
This video is simply absurd. Thankfully, everyone was unharmed except from a few small wounds and bruises. I have never experienced a tornado, and I would have to force myself not to watch one, but I do know better. Watch this video that was shot from the front of an ATV as it traveled a Michigan forest trail. After a day of off-roading in the region, the video's owner stated they were on their way to their backwoods campsite. The only ways to get to the campground were on foot or via ATV. Because it was so late in the year, they were the only ones present that weekend. It's hard to see, so pay great attention. Something pale crosses the road far in front of the car. It looks to be a man, as ghostly white as he is, slumped down and dressed in a long robe or garment. Perhaps this is just a camera malfunction at this point. After all, it is nighttime. Additionally, under less than perfect conditions, cameras may find it difficult to produce correct photographs. But there's a bit more to this tale that could lead one to believe we've simply seen a ghost. Since a farmer's child met a grisly death on the adjacent train track in the late 1800s, this specific spot has been said to be haunted. Her father struggled to accept the girl's death, even though she was just 14 years old. After she recovered, he refused to see her body because he thought she had fled. After his family disintegrated, he received a psychotic diagnosis. According to folklore, he spent every night looking for her until advancing years prevented him from walking, at which point he passed away shortly after. Even though the girl was the one who passed away in the region, her father is the one who haunts the road that is shown in this movie.